The Star.
Yeah, y'all already know. Seven the pan. That dude Biz on the beat. Yeah. We live in entertainment. Sound change. Crown the kings, homie. This is where it get ill. About to have the tip off live as a tip drill. From the court to the diamond, to the track, to the big skin flying round the field. Starting five forever, keeping it real. If it matters in the world of sports, jeans and long sleeves, they taking no shorts. Hot the death, oh yes, these other sports podcasts live as a pro's corpse. Biz market wave, the starting five goes off. No matter who you cheer for, emotions out the window, they analyzing with clear thoughts. They take it way deeper than the boys ever. No longer got any use for the four letters. The latest news, score stats and the view from the sideline. Ain't no guideline, it's just the truth. Yeah, no need to dig for a pardon line. It's always in season if people starting five. We going in on three, run the baseline, starting five. Get it, we got what you need. If the sports news you see, we don't waste time. We talking cause we live it. We got what you need. We going in on three, run the baseline, starting five. Get it, we got what you need. And y'all know me, seven sign, I'm the illest cat spit. I got what you need.
Each and every week, as we always tell y'all, we got what y'all need. It's me, your boy the mayor, that DJ named Ace5, your mom's favorite fat guy, all the way from a nice weathered but deepest, darkest Africa. And we are back with the newest episode of the Start of 5. As always, we need y'all to hit that QR code in the top corner to follow us on everywhere. But if you don't want to hit that QR code, just Google the name, bitches. The Star 5 podcast, our SEOs are still straight. The website will be back eventually, even though the website is just a hub to find everything. But the website will be back soon, eventually. Let me just get my money right. But while I try to get my money right, let me say what's up to my peoples that I'm pointing to.
What up? Yeah, you had it right the first time, my bad. This is the last stage of summer in New York before hoodie season goes into full effect, probably by like Wednesday. So I'm enjoying this last day out here. If you are in the NYC or the tri-state area, I suggest you hit San Gennaro Street Festival. Really good this time of year. I am, of course, one of the hosts of the Started 5, TJ Davis, aka the Ron O'Neal of this shit. And good day, gentlemen. It is beautiful out here, and I'm loving it.
Mm-hmm. And last but not least, the big homie on the bottom.
Straight from vacay. Woo!
Sir,
Vacation definitely got him from that shirt out.
Plenty jerk chicken there, eh?
Yeah, it's your boy Big O back from Jamaica, beautiful island. Man, my favorite island in the Caribbean, man. Come back to, my home. Trying to enjoy, like my boy said, man, trying to enjoy the last days of summer, man. Probably gonna go out there and grow some more a little bit. Enjoy some red stripe. That's about it, man. That's about it, man. But I'm chilling. Wanna get this week right.
Yeah, word. I love me some red stripes, yo. I like that little peroxide, that old school beer in a peroxide bottle. And we old enough, TJ froze, but we old enough to remember when peroxide used to come in them same kind of like brown bottles. So that's what it always reminds me of, yo. That's what that shit always reminds me of. But yeah, man, I mean, you had a good week. We'll wait for TJ to come back. I would say my week was cool. I ain't do nothing but work, to be honest with you. Good news, and then good news turned into what the fuck was my daughter, who, as I mentioned before, was one of two sophomores to make the varsity volleyball team, was originally named a starter, as she told us, until she went to her first games, which was the tournament yesterday in Brooklyn. And then her coach made a last minute change and didn't start her. And as she said, she replaced her for her girl who was not as good of a setter as she was. So it
Mm-hmm.
was just like, I in my petty brain, I was thinking like, yo, what the fuck? But that would be some shit that I want to walk away from. But no, I can't teach her that. Because like I said, I would want to walk away from it. I know me and my mind state, even in that era, was if I was pulled on some shit, I'm pretty much my shit was like dejected. I'm gone for the game,
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
I'm I'm sure she did better than that. She said she didn't get much playing time, which sucked, because the way she reported back to me during like the whole summer camp and training thing that she was going to and all that, even with the practices leading into the school year, like she busts her ass more than everybody else on the team. And this is the team that was winless last year. And I felt bad, but I was like, you know what? Just continue to try to outshine everybody on the
That's it.
team to own your spot. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was
That's it.
good, dude.
So I got a question. The one that the coach replaced her with. That's what was she? What was she, like a junior or senior or something like that? What year
I
was
would have
she in?
I would have to ask her. She didn't tell me. I would assume she was at least a junior. I would
Right, right.
assume that she was at least a junior because I don't know if she said many seniors came back or whatever.
Mm,
So I get it on the lines of she's been here a little longer, if that. But
yeah,
to me, in competition, it doesn't work that way in some ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it when you want to keep with the most experience, but I guess kind of like a fantasy football draft, you go with best available or what's perceived to be best available. Or, I would say if you're the one busting your ass the most and you earn it over the person who just got more time than you, then that's what it should be. Because don't you think you would want to put the best product on the field or on the court at all times?
absolutely. Especially if especially if you're coming off of a winless season. Yeah.
Exactly. You could cultivate your youth from the beginning that is just going to translate with you all the way to senior year
Hmm.
and let it grow that way. Let them get all these. I mean, I appreciate it for her because she's, regardless, gaining the experience early. She's getting it early. She didn't come into school as like a standout somebody who, could have made it as a freshman. And I know she started playing volleyball officially for a team when she got to high school, her freshman year. Made and went out. She's like, fuck it, I want to try it. Made the JV team, no problem.
Right,
And
right.
then this year through going to all the summer camp stuff and then the practices and everything, made varsity almost felt like no problem. Felt
Right.
like no problem. And most of the kids that she played with as JV and shit like that didn't make it up with her. That to me says, okay, you doing something right. You know what I'm saying? You're doing something right out there. But she didn't make it up. These others didn't make it up with them. So I mean, it is what it is. This is only the first tournament. They played the first regular season scheduled games. She said not this, well, obviously not this weekend, but the next weekend. So we got time. We'll see. But I would say for it was a little like she wasn't coming home upset because my daughter knows how to just let that shit rock and just fucking get in her zone
Yeah.
after, like she don't let it dwell on her, I could say. So, but it is what it is. She got plenty of time, plenty of few more
Absolutely.
years to start as on a varsity team if she chooses to. And the funny thing was she picked up volleyball just on some like if she wants to play. And then when I talked to her, I was just like, she said, I just wanted to play so I had something to do till track season. Like that's how she picked it up. She picked it up like on something like, yo, let me just keep busy until track and field starts. And
Wow.
and perfect because track and field right now is cross country season.
Right,
Sh-
right.
her throwing coach makes some run, but she ain't running no cross country. Even I wouldn't let her have no. I don't want my daughter dying on no fucking 3Ks and shit like that because she she is not a runner by any means. Now they do try to fill her in like sprint events at meets, but I even still look at that like why? It's point like to me it was pointless. Should you run as a thrower? Absolutely, because it's good for your footwork and running still builds up strength in the legs and all that. Even though I didn't do that when I was in high school, I didn't run, but also I kind of coached myself too, because
So you say she's a thrower? What does she throw? Like a
shot put,
javelin?
discus, shot put, discus, javelin.
Okay, okay.
hmm And she picked it up from me because I was a former shot putter, discus thrower in high school. So I asked her because I know she's compact in size in a way, but she's like 5'5", growing a little taller, hopefully. But she's strong as shit.
Right,
She's like 180 pounds or so, but strong. And she's not built like 180 pounds. Like, unfortunately, and I hate saying it like this, she's built like a grown woman at 15 years old, but
right, right.
strong as fuck. Strong as fuck. And I personally, if she takes it dead serious, she's gonna have scholarships thrown at her, and that's the goal. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what's
So,
up.
That's the
so
goal.
So so
That's
so
definitely.
she's good at it.
She's her form. I told her just while you're practicing, I love that you're dedicated to the volleyball because it was something you went for and you achieved it. Practice your form for throwing in between that time
Hmm.
because in shot put, especially in shot put, form is more than 60% of your battle, maybe 70 or more. The
Mm.
form is the key. After that, the strength comes into play, and you apply the form with when you apply the strength into your form, sky's the limit and the
Right.
ceiling is the roof, like Michael Jordan said. So
Ooh, that's never gonna die, boy.
it
That's
never
never gonna die.
anytime I hear somebody say the sky's the limit, I always think, and the ceiling is the roof. I always think that. I always. So, but
So,
that was the
Wow.
week. That was the week here. But let's get into what we got, man. We got some things to go through. But first and foremost, I gotta give it up to the homie Carl Bird, former guest of the show, good friend of mine. Shout outs to him and his partner Victor on episode 300 of their podcast, the Codex Prime podcast. I was listening to it early today. They did a live show at a comic book store up in Rhode Island. They're Rhode Island guys. They do the podcast out of there. Which this mad podcast that come out of Rhode Island. I listened to a few because shout out to the homie Kareem from out here, but he's made his residence up there after college. He does a good pod up that way too. TJ bringing the wood this week. Pause all that. But shout outs to the Growing Pains podcast, also talking about, like I was saying, my man Kareem and a good podcast out of Rhode Island. But Carl sent us this question because he wanted our opinions on this here. And he said this is his hypothetical. I believe he asked it on the Codex Prime. Would you rather be snapped by Thanos and miss the pandemic with everything still happening, lost loved ones, police brutality, etc., or live through everything? I'll give my answer first right out the gate because we got to wait for TJ to get his shit straight again, and then you could go, oh. But for me, I'm living through it all because I lived through it all. And I was working a job that, you know, I had to go to work. It wasn't like the rest of the world where everybody was able to sit home and chill. I had to go to work. And I made it was one of the pandemic years, 2 years was some of the best money made on my job, period. Like the number one guy in my district. I'm not giving no names or nothing like that. But let's just say this man cleared over 220, maybe two,
Damn.
maybe 250 working during the
God
pandemic.
damn. That's OT like a mofo.
Yo, and our base is around 85, 86,000.
His taxes must have looked stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
damn.
I'm personally, I mean, shout outs to the homie Thanos, my favorite character of all time. But I'm not accepting the snap. I'm living through it. I'm living through it. Now rest in peace to everybody who we know that lost people, lost family members and stuff like that. Condolences always to them. I didn't lose too many people that were close to me. I knew some people that I knew some people who died from the COVIDs, but not a lot. And none that were like direct blows to me. You know what I'm saying? And so if I'm talking selfishly, take it how you want to, but the pandemic didn't affect me the same as it did other people. So I'm living through it and continuing on as is.
Right. I'm gonna live through it. I'm not gonna accept the snap. I don't want the snap. You know what I'm saying? Like me, COVID almost damn near took me out. Like they had me. I was on a what do you call it, BiPAP machine. So the next step
Oh,
would have been the ventilator. You know what I'm saying? And I was on that for like a good 2.5, almost 3 weeks. Yeah, and but besides me, I didn't. I'm like you. I didn't know anybody that that I didn't lose anybody close to me. From COVID. You know, I mean, I know about to sound messed up. You know what I'm saying? I know about to sound fucked up with what I'm about to say, but me, I drive. I'm an essential worker. I was considered an essential worker. So I had to drive on a belt. To from where I'm at, Queens, to Brooklyn, and that was some of the best. That was some of the best driving. I was getting to and
you
from.
never seen the Bell Parkway so empty in your
Son,
life, bro.
Never seen the Belt Parkway like that, man.
son,
Never.
I didn't even add that in. Yo, a 25 minutes from my door to my garage some days. And TJ knows how I drive. I go.
Hmm.
So yeah, thank you for reminding me of that. Yeah, I didn't miss. Yeah, give me that back. I've been asking. I've been asking for the
people were
pandemic to
actually
come back.
people were actually taking direct routes to their jobs and making it on time like they were
Yeah,
supposed to.
yeah. Yo, 10, 15 minutes. A regular day for me was like it'd be like an hour, anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour. I was getting work in like 15 minutes.
Yo, the
You
Belt parking lot for anybody that's not a New Yorker. I call it the Belt parking lot for a reason.
know.
That shit is the fucking worst, yo.
Mhm.
And the fact that you drive that on a daily basis is you're a brave
Yes,
man. You're a brave man.
yes. I think the worst thing about it is all these other highways like the Cross Bronx, the Van Wyck, or what have you. You have alternate. You could take an alternate route. The Belt, there's no alternate route. You know what I'm saying? So from
None.
from from
None.
Long Island to Brooklyn, there's no, yeah. So you're stuck on that. You know. So yeah, even I'll be honest with you. COVID was lovely, but if you think about it, that Thanos snap, you take out every other person. I don't know. That might have even been better for the belt. You know.
The COVID snap with the pandemic. Oh, forget it. Niggas is walking on. I mean, New York City would get what they want. Less congestion in Manhattan,
Yeah. Yeah.
But see, here's the problem with this question and implementing the COVID snap is it could have been us. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
we can say we don't want the COVID snap, but the COVID snap, I mean the Thanos snap could have been us. We
Yes.
could have
Yes.
been snapped away too. and I
It's
don't want
random.
to.
Yep.
Yeah, nah, fuck that, man. I like living. I do like
It's
I enjoy living.
That's a fact.
it's what they say, FOMO, fear of missing out. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
that that part.
Yeah.
right. So I'm with y'all on that. And I have friends, but not like close friends like you or like some of my inner circle friends. I had some friends that lost a couple of family members due to COVID, but I don't know them on that level to like you said, it affect me in a direct way. Thank God, knock on wood, that didn't happen. I did catch COVID. I think my mom's caught COVID, but it was nothing to the extreme as some of these other people were getting. I mean, I was down for like a week, and then when it was over, I swear to God, it was like Friday night. I was feeling fucked up. Saturday morning, I woke up with no issues. It felt like I was back to normal, like nothing ever happened to me, and it was weird as shit. But
Right.
yeah, the snap. The people from the snap got fucked up. They don't know what happened. That's a portion of their life that they'll never get back. Yeah, what's life's greatest commodity? Time, right? So you missed out on that time. You can't replace it. You can never go back. Time doesn't slow down or stop for nothing or no one. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's the most undefeated thing out here in the universe is like time. You can't go back. You can't ask for it back. You can't take it back. What's done is done. You got to move on from that.
Fact.
Yeah, word. And like I will say like I caught COVID, but I caught COVID after I got the vaccine. Now excuse the ice cream truck. There's no kids here. The guy decided to stop right next to us. But but yeah, hold on a second. All right, thank you. He turned the music off without me even asking. But yeah, man. So I caught COVID without. I mean, after I got the vaccine,
Wow.
which is crazy. Like I never
Same
caught.
same for me. I got it
I
after I got the
so
vaccine.
people will probably look at us crazy, and I'm not trying to be no denier. COVID was real. I was gonna say rest in peace to DJ Two Tone. Um, yeah, there was a two tone, a touch tone. It was two tone. KB's cousin and Les's cousin. Shout outs to him. He was a HHDG brother also. Met him too a couple times here and there. He came out. Ludwig, shout outs to and rest in peace and condolences to him, man. Like he was probably the one person that I've met that I knew of that caught it and passed away. I don't know. And then rest in peace to my man Ricky, who he used to play football against my brother back in the day. I played with him on a rough touch league. We was a part of like the same team organization. Like we was a team that had three different teams that played in three different divisions. And he also worked for sanitation enforcement. One day he actually came to my house to try to give us a ticket. I opened the door. He was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Because he knew I was on the job, so he just kept it moving and didn't give us the ticket. But rest in peace to Ricky. Like those are the two people that I can know of that I know that caught that passed away from it. But other than that, like TJ said, like people that we know had people that passed away and stuff like that. And like there were people who were deathly afraid of it. Like, shout outs to JP. Like he didn't play no games. But he didn't catch COVID until after the fucking he got the shot too. You know what I'm saying? And look at this shit. This fucking I'm sorry, y'all. I got a break from real quick. But look at this bullshit here. Two of these niggas on the for what? There's no kids outside. One dude just came and bought from there.
They're trying to get that last dollar, man.
I mean, this is what happens when you want to chill, you want to do the pod, enjoy a cigar. Because I can't smoke in the house. Meanwhile, I would have to battle fans and YouTube music and shit. So, but it is what it is. Enjoy the ambiance, people, because this is what it is today.
Yo,
TJ's,
let me tell you, man.
got wood working and
That ice cream truck game is a serious thing, man. I've seen people out there full blown arguments, man, battling. Like, yo, what you doing in my block? Type shit.
right. And the funny thing is like this motherfucker in the back has enough room to get through. Yet he's sitting at the corner there. Now he's fucking moving. Now he's moving. His truck is moving faster than the other guys. Actually looks cleaner than the other guys. But shit. and they're both lickety split. These motherfuckers, they one kid
Welcome
just
to
ran
New
down the
York.
block. One
Welcome to
kid.
New York. This is what it is.
That's it.
That's a fact, man.
That's it. Fucking ridiculous. But it is what it is. We said, Carl, hope you like our answer. We said we living. We
Yes,
said
sir.
we living. We staying. You know what I'm saying? We were living through it because we are already living survivors of it. We made it on the other side. You know what I'm saying? And again, unfortunately, some people did it. I mean, who's to say that the snap happens and you don't come back? So this is a good hypothetical to think about, but
Woo,
there's a
woo.
chance that your ass didn't come back after the
No,
season.
everybody snapped back, but everybody didn't snap back.
Right, right.
That's not funny, but yes, that could be a thing.
Snap
You
back
know what? You
to
think about it. Let's
reality.
say
Oops, there goes
let's
gravity.
say people dealing like stage 4 cancer or something like that, or like on their deathbed and they get snapped like an hour before they were supposed to die. What, they gonna come back and live for an hour and it's over? Like, that's fucked up.
Right?
Damn.
That's fucked up.
Like fast
Yeah.
forward, like that could
Why relive that pain?
that very well could have fast forwarded people's lives. Like, yo, you got, like you said, you got stage 4 cancer and you were on your way out. The snap just said, all right, you know what? I'm in peace now. I ain't coming back.
There is no coming back. Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
You
So
just come back
good,
in the bed dead and shit like that. What is that like?
right.
That's
So good,
fucked up.
good question, Carl. Good question, Carl. This was a little too easy to answer, in my opinion. A little too easy. You know what? I'm gonna give one more side one, and this is one that they like to ask. Like, as again, I listened to their I was listening to their live show that they have up on podcast streaming platforms. Once again, please go follow the homies at the Codex Prime Podcast. Great geek nerd blurred type show. But they love to ask the question of this or that, off the wall or thriller. Which one are y'all taking? The answer for me is easy,
Ooh.
but
Listen, there was some songs on Off the Wall that should have been on Thriller, and people get that confused. They think some of those Off the Wall songs were on Thriller, and they weren't. And I get that all the time. Sorry about the background, but I like Off the Wall better than I like Thriller. That's my
dude,
piece.
off the wall is the easiest answer. The album was about what 10, 11 tracks, and every single song
All
was a
fire,
fucking single.
fire, fire.
Like there's no song you could he could have started his career with any one of those songs on that album, and they all would have slapped. They all would
Yeah.
have probably fucking win diamond, whatever they win. I'm so I'm a little upset with Victor to even think Thriller just because of the video or some bullshit. But give your answer.
I'm with you guys, man. Like, it's crazy. I wasn't a big Michael fan until Thriller came out, right? Because I was probably shit. I was probably 9, 10, 11 around that time. But it wasn't until I, later on in life I started listening to Off the Wall. And I'm like, yo, how the hell? Like, to me, Off the Wall was like you said, like from 1 to 10, straight fire. I can't remember the last time I sat and listened to the whole Thriller album. I can't even, you know, I can name you what, like maybe 3, 4 songs off the Thriller album. Now, don't get me wrong, the videos and Quincy Jones, directing the videos and being a producer and all, like Thriller is. I mean, there's a reason why Thriller went diamond, But to me, Off the Wall was a better album. Like if I'm outside grilling or whatever, I'm putting on Off the Wall instead of Thriller. Thriller was a real Thriller was a real pop album, and I guess it was made for everyone to enjoy. But I prefer Off the Wall.
It's just too easy.
Yeah.
I'm Thriller, and for people out there, if anybody has any gripes on it, this is no shade to either one. This is
Mhm.
no shade because these two albums like can defeat some people's fucking 5 to 7.
Catalog.
Exactly.
Catalog. Catalog, B.
Exactly.
Catalog.
Like
Just
your
say
whole
it.
5 to 7
Catalog.
album, your whole 5 to 7 album catalog could never even sniff the bottom of Michael's boots on just those 2 albums alone.
So, can I add something? I think, now that I'm sitting there thinking about Thriller, I think the marketing behind that album and the merchandising and all that plays, it's the album that everyone thinks about when they talk about Michael. Because you think about Thriller album. Right after that album, all the kids had the red jackets, zipper jackets, all the kids had the glove, everybody wanted to get the Jerry curl. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to drink Pepsi.
No,
It was a commercial success. It was a commercial
yes, that's the word I was looking for.
success.
Commercial success.
It's a commercial success.
This is actual factuals. And thinking about the time frame that it came out in, it you could say the same about Michael Jordan. Because if it wasn't for
It was the same effect, Dan.
If
it was the same
if
effect.
it wasn't for the I want to be like Mike commercials, all those Nike commercials, if it wasn't for the Gatorade, if it wasn't for Spike Lee, would we be talking about Michael Jordan the same?
Yeah.
We might not be.
Because of his play on the court spoke for itself. So I don't know. But like you said, it boosted him to another stratosphere with the machine behind his back.
And that's the point that I make to the super hardcore Jordans, is that it's that extra added boost of the machine saying, let's go. We're putting you on top. Now just don't fail us and deliver. And that
did.
And that just adds to the lore of who he was. Yes, his play did speak for itself. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But the added lore behind the I want to be like Mike, like that was
to put him on a pedestal. To put him on a pedestal.
Yeah. Easiest way to put it. He put it on a pedestal. And I forgot the comedian who said it, but you're never supposed to don't put pussy on a pedestal, but I digress. But I'm not calling Michael Jordan a pussy. It just reminded me.
Dan, ask Big O the one question that I lost my mind over, the verses, Kevin McAllister.
Yeah, since we're asking questions, and I don't know if you listened to 2 weeks ago's episode, but it was a question that was going around on TikTok. Shout out to the homie Jared from #Blackout Podcast. He first off, we made TJ lose his mind in the beginning. Then Jared just took it to another level and made TJ fucking explode again. But it was absolutely hilarious, and it was all it was some of the funniest shit, period. But somebody asked on TikTok, Kevin McAllister versus the Predator. Kevin McAllister from Home Alone versus the Predator in a fight or a battle to save each other's life or whatever it is. Who are you taking?
Oh man, this question again. Yo, okay. So this is the best way I can answer it, right? Kevin McAllister is we think of him along the lines of A-Team and a MacGyver, right? and he's a kid. He was the worst out of those three factions, right? And Predator is an ultimate hunting / killing machine, right? Killed the bear, the last movie. All right, Arnold and SEAL Team 6 couldn't beat him.
That's exactly what I said, bro. That's exactly what I said.
So the fact that we have to sit and analyze this question, yes, I'm with TJ. I'm losing my mind.
Thank you.
Say less. Don't even go into it. Don't even describe it, because I will cut you off immediately if you said anything less
That right there, bro. Thank you.
I mean, it's just the fact that Predator could just turn on self detonation and just blow up everything around him. Kevin's gone, but did the Predator really win because he's self detonated? But still, even when you think about that, as TJ said, 12-year-old white boy is not beating a killing machine. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
Unless he made friends with him. But no marbles.
Prepubescent white boy.
That's it.
Prepubescent white boy. You know what I'm
No
saying?
marbles, paint cans, and VHS recordings ain't gonna beat him. That's it.
Like you said, he stood up to a grizzly bear.
Yeah,
Wild ass grizzly bear. And the grizzly bear mopped him up in like the first round.
yeah.
Mopped him up.
But like
He didn't finish the job.
but like the grapist, and I gotta say it like that, the grapist mystical said, help the bear. That's it. You had to go help the bear. you know.
It's just that.
Go ahead.
No, it's just that, like, come on, dude. This is like one of nature's apex predators, and he gave the predator all the work he could handle.
And
I was like, I know y'all seen the Revenant.
No,
it was a grizzly bear. No, it was a grizzly bear, bro.
A grizzly.
That shit stands like 13 feet tall on its hind legs.
Because they say brown bears, most brown bears are like the real killers. Like you don't fuck with brown bears at all.
Grizzly, it's polar bear, then it's grizzly bear, and it's everybody else underneath them.
Yeah.
But like, I was just like, come on, man, you can't be serious. I said, I know you've seen the Revenant, right? Where Leo got mopped up, and Leonardo DiCaprio was a grown ass man in that movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Yeah.
What
is Kevin McAllister doing with a grizzly bear?
Yeah. Well,
rest in peace, Kevin McAllister.
Real. So not to rehash that, but we're gonna rehash a topic about a person that we covered a little while back, who was scamming out there. Because people of color who live in the projects are just grifting off the system. They taking all the government's money, and we're working for the people in the projects who are lazy and they just don't want to do stuff with their life. Yada yada yada. Meanwhile, the real grifters, the real scammers, the real people who steal money from you on a day in, day out basis, but you just accept it as the American way, which is the millionaires, the people who find and have the accountants to find every loophole to where they don't pay taxes. They don't pay into shit. They get free money. Or in this case, a Brett Favre with a politician scamming millions of dollars out of the state of Mississippi out of money. And they took it from the fund, the welfare fund, the same fund that's there to help people who can't get up off their bootstraps, because those are the types of people that likes to say bullshit like that. The same people who, go out and get a job. You could just go get a job and don't understand the nuances around the rabbit hole in just going to get a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it firsthand up here. As I think back, and I'm gonna just get a little introspective with y'all on how I kind of came to some realizations recently, and I can be a deep thinking person, but I'm not like I gotta do it because, with the exception of this case here, I was one of those people who couldn't get jobs just at the drop of a dime. We all know people who were able to transition like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially New Yorkers. We always had that one friend who was just able to bounce from job to job to job to job to job and get them at ease. While meanwhile, somebody like me, who I tried to take the approach of experience and trying to gain experience and things like that on my own, to it not working, to then getting into jobs and being held down. I'm going to say it. I say it in private, but I'm going to say it in public. The two jobs that I've been held down from advancing from were by management of people who shared the same melanin as me, black men. Now, I'm not using that against everybody. I'm just stating my truth. You know what I'm saying? It was two brothers. And the worst part was one of them was a fucking Eagles fan who couldn't keep it real with me and tell me the truth. But I digress on that. So I know how hard it is to get jobs, keep jobs, and things like that. And the advancement part, it's difficult to even just try to advance once you get a job. And that's why even at 15 years on my job, when this promotion comes through, I'm taking it because it's the first job in my lifetime that I'll actually be able to take that step up. And for it to be the job that is my last, it's not necessarily going to be my last job, but I'll be able to, in a few years, kick my feet up and retire and say, fuck all of y'all who still got to work. No disrespect to y'all, but I'm talking to people who, talk shit about people who couldn't get it up by the bootstraps or couldn't do what they do. No, actually, no, that middle finger is to all the people who held me down in the past. I took that side note to get back to those people who talk that get it up by the bootstrap shit. And you're going to sit here and a lot of people outside of the pundits on TV ain't saying shit about what Brett Favre did. All these people who talk that get it up by the bootstraps, oh, the welfare system is this, that, and the third, are the same people who are not saying a word about what Brett Favre has done. But then tomorrow, let some shit happen in the projects, and then they're going to talk that shit about, all I see is Jordan boxes, TV boxes, people with Benzes in the parking lot, and yada, 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 yada. Point the finger at the right people. In this case, unfortunately, point the finger at these two white people who decided to grift off the system to conveniently use these funds to pay for a volleyball gym who, ironically enough, Brett Favre's daughter just happens to go to that college, the same college that he went to. If this man is worth the amount of money that they claim and say he is, he could have just donated it and that could have been a tax write-off for him. No scandal. He would have been praised for donating the amount of money that they stole from the people. But instead, him and a red politician, by the way, grifted off the system, the same system of people that they hate generally. And it's fucking disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting, y'all.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna circle back to what you said. First off, that whole bootstrap shit is just bullshit. Not everybody's situation is the same. All right, it's down to the individual and the circumstances they're in to pull themselves out of. And majority of the time, we all need help to get where we need to go. If you say you made it by yourself, you're fucking lying. Somebody helped you to get there. But getting back to your statement, Brett Favre especially knows enough people where he had a fundraiser, a drive, whatever. He had so many friends in the NFL that could have donated to his cause, his charity or whatever. And that would have been enough to get that money up within a couple of months. And the same results would have happened. His influence, the politician as well. These people know people with money. They know quite a few people with money. They know more people than the average Joe and you and I know with money that have the lifestyle, the credentials to come up off some cash like that to donate 250,000, 100,000. He could have partnered with LeBron James if he was fucking putting his head on right and got that shit built within 6 months to a year. No. He took the easy way out. Let's just steal from the people who don't have money already. Fuck it, nobody's gonna care about them. So this is such a bad slight. Let me tell you something, Dan, and we all know this. If this was a person of color that did this shit, they'd be calling them welfare king, welfare queen, this, that, and the third out the book, calling them out their name. This would have been front page on Fox News. about how we're holding our own people down, all this other bullshit rhetoric that they would spew. But like you said, it was church quiet, funeral casket closed quiet when it came to Brett Favre with this bitch,
and
and
it's
that's unacceptable.
and that's it's more along the lines of the people who chime in as soon as something black happens, which we're
Yes.
going to talk about the Little Mermaid shit after we do our games of the week. But it's usually the people who talk about something black that happens. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? That are
Yes.
the ones that, like, when something black happens and black in their favor, then all the TikTokers, not even TikTokers, because before that, it was all the people on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter who always find some shit to say, well, what about, but what about, but what about, are the ones that talk. But they're not talking right now. They're not
You know,
saying that, they're not calling out the grifters and the scammers that look like them right now. You know what I'm saying?
I had to real quick, right? I had to check because we spoke off air a little bit about the situation, and the first thing that came to my mind was, well, damn, maybe he must have really needed it. You know, first off, after reading a couple of articles, we find out that the politician, the then governor, approached him about the situation. You know what I'm saying? And the text messages, you see the text messages and all of that. And again, he knew what he was doing. He knew it was wrong, but you did it anyways, right? Two, his net worth. Now, I mean, we don't, we'll never know how accurate that net worth is. But if I go online and I see your net worth of $100 million, then you have it at the very least.
That's
You
light
know,
change for him, bro.
yes, you have it. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, Mississippi is one of the poorest states in the country, perennially red state.
I think
I
the
mean,
poorest
or,
state,
or
probably.
Yeah,
yeah, between they fight between them and Louisiana, between who's the poorest state in the country. And they're perennially red. So on face value, you look at it and you're like, how is that? You know, and then on top of that, you had a red governor come to you with the idea, yo, listen, I've allocated some money. You know what I'm saying? I found some money for you for your gymnasium or whatever the case was. And I'm taking it from this fund. And you went to sleep like a baby. You know what I'm saying? Robbing these people.
this
Some
is
who
on Brett.
are your fans.
This is
No, I
on Brett
know you
Favre.
don't give a damn, but
This is all on Brett Favre because he could have shut it down. It's like, yo, I know way too many people for you to even suggest this shit to me,
yeah,
bro. And
That's
he
what I
should
absolutely,
was,
have stopped.
and that's what
And
I
he
was
should have.
going to add
And he should
on.
have stopped fucking with him right after that. He was like, nah, we don't even need to go that route.
TJ, and that's what I was going to add on, because the times that we live in today, Brett Favre would have been looked at as a superhero for calling that man out.
yes.
Calling him out and then saying, I got it. Here's the check.
Matter of fact, he would have had more people donate on top of that after that.
Yes.
It'd have been a fucking tsunami of money coming in on top of that.
Exactly.
Yep.
Tsunami of money. Like, yo, Brett, you did a good thing. The NFL would have probably kicked him a check. The NFL, 250,000, $250,000, whatever the case be, 10,000, 20,000, whatever the case may
Yep.
be. He, like you said, he did the commercials with Jerry Rice. Yo, Jerry, can you hook me up with a 15, 20 grand here for this? I'm trying to get this done. This guy over here I worked with, all the people he's helped and played with throughout the years in the NFL. And he didn't think twice. Like you said, he didn't think twice about it. He went to sleep like a fucking baby.
Yep. So fuck you, you piece of shit. And that's that. Like, really, like, that's just, I don't give a fuck how much you love Favre. It's, if you can't condemn him and call him a piece of shit for this, I mean, you could even compartmentalize your fandom. I loved him on the field, but off the field, you're a piece of shit human being.
You're a dirtbag.
Also, we're talking about Mississippi, which has a water crisis in Jackson, Mississippi right now.
There's that.
I don't even want to go into that because that's another rabbit hole, like you like to say, Dan.
Yeah,
But what's going on with the whole water situation in Jackson, Mississippi right now?
and
When the
affect
governor had a fucking water truck parked outside of his mansion. On
and
top of that,
affecting who and affecting who the most? The
black
people,
people.
the
Us.
people who most like, but even still, not just black folks, but the people who need that
The poorest
system the
of the
most.
poor. The
The,
poorest of the
pe-
poor, man.
the people who need the money out of that system the most. This stuff like this, you have to look at that as happening too. So
Why aren't
I'm
they going to jail? Why aren't they in jail for this?
for obvious reasons. One, which person out of that state wants to put a government official? This is where the federal government would have to step up and be like, nah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But are they?
yeah.
Are
No,
they?
I
no.
seen I
And
seen straight I seen straight mud come out of them, out of those faucets, boy.
Yo,
it's
it's
Just
disgusting.
straight
black.
mud coming out of there.
It's yeah, it's just dirt.
But
Mhm.
like people always like to say, and I only take it there if we have to. The complexion for the protection, and that's the best way I can put it. I, you know, it's the best way I can put it. The complexion for the protection. And again, millionaires don't go to jail that easy. You know what I'm saying? It took what's his name? Bernie Madoff. It took how much fucking money and how much scrutiny for him to finally get locked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Look at that. Team.
it takes like overwhelming circumstances in a way to lock up millionaires. You seen what we've seen
Meanwhile,
you seen what happened to the dude from Bed Bath and Beyond who tried to pull the same GameStop scheme on his stock, scammed people over I think 1 point something billion, jumped off the building
Yeah.
meanwhile,
because he couldn't
it, it,
take it.
it'll take a black man 3.5 seconds to get a subpoena and a grand jury trial for the
Man,
same exact shit, bro.
it'll
With
take
with
I don't
circumstantial evidence, not
I
even
don't
real evidence,
yeah, it'll
circumstantial.
TJ, forget all that. It'll take even less. I don't know if y'all seen this video. It'll take a black man to stand there and get jumped by 3 people, punched in the head, not feel nothing, and pull out an axe.
Oh yeah, I just saw that this morning. I just saw
Yeah.
that this morning. I just saw that this
That's
morning.
all it
And
takes, and they
and
got
he's
his
the
ass
terrorist.
already.
And
And
he's the terrorist now for
because
defending himself.
he pulled out the axe after and broke some tables and broke some glass, didn't even hit them with it, shook the woman's hand who they were trying to act tough in front of. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I move the way I move, because I tell people straight up, white, black, whatever you think you are, niggas go to jail for nothing. Yeah, that's the way I say it. And do I see
Every
myself as
day.
a nigga? I don't know.
Every
I'm
day.
not no nigga, but niggas go to jail for nothing every day.
Yeah.
And that's just
But
what it is. But these guys ain't gonna go to jail. They're gonna be ordered to pay it back, do some community service, do some other bullshit, and
The
it's
bullshit
water
is
under
when
the
they say
bridge.
pay it back, they don't even pay the whole shit back. They don't even pay the whole shit back. It's a percentage of what they took back. They
Like
come
the
to some sort of settlement type shit. They're like, all right, we'll pay half
like
of it
the
back,
what's the
maybe
name?
3/4.
What's that bitch politician out of Georgia that used to own the Atlanta team that nobody likes?
oh man,
Oh, the woman
Marjorie
shit.
Taylor Green. Marjorie Taylor Green. That's who it is. Yeah. Well, that bitch fucking and then got that shit forgiven. So again, millionaires always win unless they got some shit that is beyond overwhelming and are put in a position where they got nothing else left to do.
Sounds like we need more black millionaires. Sounds like we
Oh,
need more black millionaires.
man.
yeah. Well,
Yo,
people, if the people,
what George Carlin said? That's an exclusive club, and you ain't in it.
pretty much, pretty much. Pretty much, man. But we'll go on to the exclusive club that we ain't in. We are just fans of, and that is the NFL. Yeah, we are your 1 o'clock watch along with the games, and it's already an hour in to the 1 o'clock games. So let's start picking out games of the week. And I gotta say now, because we are an hour in, there is no picking of the 1 o'clock games this week. So we got from 4:30. We're each gonna pick a game. Let me pull up the up the schedule for week 2. Why does this? Why is I'm trying to get back to? I'm back. I'm back. Come on now, my computer's bugging the fuck out, but I'm still streaming. We're still going. My computer's acting real slow right now. I'm sorry, y'all. This is for the one person that's still watching. Shout outs to the 4 people who've been bouncing in and out.
Respect
But
to them.
here's the schedule for this week's games. And right now, just to run through some of the scores, which will be irrelevant to you podcast listeners by the time it's over, but the Patriots and Steelers are tied up. Jets are only losing to the Browns by 1 touchdown. The Giants are only up by 3 over the Panthers. The Jaguars are beating the Colts 14-0. The Ravens are beating the Dolphins 14-7 right now. Saints are up 3-0 over the Bucks, and the Lions are up 22-0 over the football team Commanders. So, who wants to go first? We got to pick from the 4 o'clocks. We have.
What,
I'll give
what's
them real quick.
Go ahead.
We got Seahawks, Niners, Rams, Falcons, Cardinals, Raiders, Texans, Broncos, Bengals, Cowgirls, Packers, Bears, and then the last 2 games that we're automatically going to talk about are the 2 Monday night games: Titans, Bills, Eagles, Vikings. So we got to pick from those games there.
All right, I'll set it off with this. I'll set it off with the
Most
first pick.
intriguing.
Seahawks Niners.
Yeah.
The Seahawks. Nobody was giving them a snowball chance in hell to do anything this year. I think we picked them for like 4 wins, Dan, or something like that.
Something like that. They got one of them last week.
But the Niners are looking for some type of redemption because they got upset from the Bears last week. And nobody saw that coming at all. So, I mean, does Geno, a mature, veteran, journeyman Geno Smith, continue his streak and efficient play of upsetting the Niners? Because every win is an upset at this point, unless it's a team of that caliber. But I mean, the way they played against the Broncos last week, that defense is still there. But you gotta kind of say the Denver Broncos handed them that win because they had 2 fumbles on the 1-yard line, back-to-back times.
That run defense last week of the Seahawks, especially goal line defense, was fucking amazing. I think they were probably on 1-2 because they were playing Russell Wilson coming back home, first game out of the new season. But that defense, I watched I think the whole second half of that game, and they were playing out of their minds, especially mainly on goal line defense was just outstanding. And then once again showed that to everybody who was trying to say and call back to, they should have ran the ball like when they did when Russell Wilson was with the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. They showed you how hard it is to just run the ball on the goal line last week. There was no gimmies. There was people assumed just because it was Marshawn Lynch back then and all, there was no give me's in this game.
No. But I blame mostly Denver for that loss. Then I do credit the Seahawks for that win. But I got to give the Seahawks their props. Like you said, they did what they had to do, and they stood firm when they needed to stand firm, and they gutted that win out. It was a gutsy win. And if they play with that same,
I will give you the gutsy win because they had to hold them off. But they were beating them firmly throughout the game. If it wasn't for a couple, like blown deep passes and shit like that, they were beating them pretty firmly through that game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I want to pick the 49ers, but what Seattle showed me, I could say Seattle wins by a field goal again this week.
I'm not going there. 49ers need some redeeming. I think 49ers for the win.
I don't know. I mean, I like. I didn't watch the game because I was in transit, but it looked like for some odd reason, like Geno Smith has his confidence. You know, I don't think it's going to be as easy as a win. You know, as a lot of people speculating. I know the 49ers dropped that game last week, so like you said, they're looking for a little redemption. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a close game. Man. I
Trey
really do.
Lance has to prove himself. Trey Lance really has to prove himself, and he's yet to
Yes,
do that.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. You know, I'm going with Cincinnati and Dallas, and
Ooh,
I
that's
can't
easy.
I can't pick Dallas because I freaking hate Dallas. So I can't do it. I'm going with my boy Joe Burrow though. I'm going with Joe
Oh,
Burrow.
let me tell you something right now. Nobody on this panel sitting here talking right now is picking Dallas at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, clean. Yeah,
At all.
we don't even really need to go that far. Cincy for the clean sweep. And it's not just because how I write it down is Dal ass, but it's Dallas. They it's they you know they're down their main QB in Dak Prescott again,
Hmm.
and they're gonna suffer for it.
But
They're
they were
gonna suffer
down
for it.
when Dak was healthy in the game last week. So, I
That
mean,
too.
don't sleep on that Buccaneers defense. That the Buccaneers defense is still the truth.
Yes.
And I think Dallas took them lightly and they got bum rushed and they don't know what hit them and they couldn't recover. And just Dak's injury made it worse. They were going to lose that game regardless. I think just Dak's injury made it worse. So,
Well,
you know,
we are thankful for it, and that's what it is. So
I'll take it.
true that.
I'll
True
take
that.
it.
Dallas loses today. And I guess because normally we do go with the Sunday night games, and because of the pigeonhole that I left us in, I have to go with the Sunday night game of Bears Packers. Um, Packers lost in not miraculous, but we thought so fashion to the Vikings. They got the brakes beat. They beat the brakes off of the Packers last week. The Bears pulled that win out against the 49ers. The Bears, I guess, if you want to put stock in them, they looked all right enough. But nah, this is Green Bay's game to lose. Aaron Rodgers is going to come back pissed off. The running game is going to work well for them tonight. And that defense will be able to play with a lead and maintain. So
And,
I pick Green Bay.
and what's Aaron Rodgers' record against the Bears?
I have no clue.
Like 22-4, some ridiculous
Yeah,
shit like that. And in the
yeah,
last like 4 seasons, he hasn't thrown an interception against them, which
yeah.
is
See,
ridiculous.
I'm going to FanDuel right after this. This is
For the
this is a
easy
lot.
money. For the easy money.
This is
But
what you call catching the lick right here.
yeah, just cash in while the stove is hot. I'm with both of you guys on this. Aaron Rodgers, it's the Bears. They have their quarterback on the Bears is not up to snuff to match Aaron Rodgers touchdown for touchdown. That's not going to happen. And you know what? I say that, but Green Bay don't have the wide receivers it had last season. Scanlon is gone. Of course, the big one, Devontae Adams, is gone, and they're missing another wide receiver. So, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is going to put the ball there. The guys just got to catch it. And if they catch the ball 40% of the time, they'll walk out of here with a W. So I'm going with the Packers for the dub.
Yeah, that's an easy one. Next easy one, though, is the first Monday night game that kicks off at 7:15. Titans Bills. Said it before and I say it again. I don't think the Titans are up to snuff this year to hang with a lot of teams. And this Bills team, the way that they came out last week against the Rams, this ain't one of them teams that they could hang with. Now they could surprise the hell out of us. They should have beat y'all Giants last week. Didn't
They should
happen.
have.
They should have.
Mm.
But them allowing, what was it, Saquon rushed for 186 yards or something like
No,
that last week?
164 yards,
But
180
he had a
total.
total, 180 plus total. if you giving up shit like that to a guy who has been Mr. Inconsistent and injured for the past few years, this complete Bills team is going to mollywop them,
Yes.
which is going to cause everybody to turn to the next game that we're going to talk about. But Bills for the win, at least by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Listen,
that's the same bet.
listen. I got to give my guys props. All right, I know I'm a homer, but they held Derrick Henry to under 100 yards rushing. That's no easy feat. I don't care who you are, what type of defense you have. That's a big man. He's a strong man. You see it all the highlights with the stiff arms and just truck sticking people all day, every day on a normal Sunday. That wasn't happening. And like you said, if the Giants, they were down 13-0 at the half, and to keep them there and to score 21 unanswered points, I mean, I don't know what else to say. That defense collapsed in the entire second half. Blown coverages. I mean, the offensive line gave Saquon gaping wide holes to run through. You could put school buses through half the holes he ran through last week. This is, like you said, it should be an easy win for them. It should be an easy win for them, hands down.
Yep. But to the game, because O picked Buffalo, he just said, yeah, I agree. So to the game that's really not easy to pick, even though I'm running with my Eagles, of course. I will be a homer for this one.
Yep.
Vikings, Eagles, this is probably the best game scheduled this whole week. Eagles coming off of a win over the Lions, which, we were dominating early and then let down some to let them catch up.
They made it closer than it should have been, Dan. They made it closer than it should have been.
Yeah, but watching all, like, say, their TikTok channels, all the other videos of behind the scenes, sidelines, stuff like that. This Eagles team feels different right now. This Eagles team feels united in ways that I haven't seen in years. Like, I'm not calling Super Bowl run, but the vibe that they're giving me from, like I said, seeing like all their after practice videos, them having fun with each other, things like that, joking on each other, snapping on each other.
The camaraderie.
The level of camaraderie that this team is showing right now, it's reminiscent of how tight we were the Super Bowl run. Like I said, I'm not calling Super Bowl run, but for tomorrow night, I think we beat the Vikings at least by a field goal. This is going to be another tight one.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson, if Darius Slay is shadowing him all night, he's got some work cut out for him. But after that, I think we can. I think our pieces are better than theirs that'll just pull it out. I just personally think so. And and y'all know, if y'all been fans of this show for a long time, when my team sucks,
keep it honest.
They suck, and I'm a realist.
Yep.
I will call the Eagles loss here or there this year, but not this one.
This is, like you said, it's going to be a close one. You can't sleep on Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is a all-purpose back. He can catch the ball. He can run the ball. Justin Jefferson, like you said, Darius Slay is going to have his hands full. I don't think you completely shut him down or shut him out. He'll get a big play here and there, but it's going to come down to the defense on both sides of the ball. Period. Who can step up and get the stop they need when they need it, and that's going to be the turning point of the game, or whether it's at the end of the game, so be it. But this is going to come down to the defenses. I do like Philly's defense better than Minnesota's defense, but I like Minnesota's offense better than I like the Eagles' offense. This is a flip of a coin, man. This is a flip of a coin. And I know my hatred for Philly is just as big as it is for Dallas. But I might roll with you on this one by a field goal and give it to the Eagles. If the Eagles pull this one out and win, that's going to be a big win, and that'll catapult them throughout the rest of the season, I think. That's the way I see it.
Agreed. If we lose, we lose. It is what it is. I'm a big boy.
Right.
I can take it.
Right.
But use a big boy too. Put your pants on and pick.
Okay. I would tell you this game right here is going to be one of those games that if Philly wins this game, it'll put them in good position, and it's definitely going to put the rest of the league on notice. Because I'm looking at the schedule right now. Minnesota's going to be probably that toughest team until, man, it's going to be one of the toughest matchups.
It's
until
because the
maybe
NFC
week 11.
East. It's because the NFC East has the lightest schedule this year out
Yeah.
of all the divisions in football. So yes, they should steamroll pretty much everybody else they face. But you're right.
Exactly. Because right now, I see them. After this game, they're going to play Washington, right? Washington,
Yeah.
I think is what do you call it? Washington is definitely a wash. Jacksonville, they're beating Jacksonville.
I think Washington is a sleeper.
You think so?
I think so, because Carson Wentz and them boys looked very good last week. Even though they're getting stomped right now, you never know what kind of Carson Wentz you're gonna get. And I'm still a believer, personally. But
I don't know. I mean, I think in that case, Jalen Hurts will hurt Washington way more. I mean, he's definitely smarter from this year than last year. He knows how to use his legs, and the man can throw the ball. He can toss it around the field. So I think that gives them the advantage right away.
Keep going,
away.
Sorry, say again?
No, I said keep going.
So who you picking?
Yeah.
Oh no. So yeah. It's gonna be a close game. I don't think it's gonna be a field goal. It's probably gonna be a touchdown difference. But yeah, I'm going with Philly too.
Wow, Dan.
But like you said,
that's a first.
It's gonna be the game of the week.
It's not a first, but it's shocking.
It's rare.
Somebody always wants to go against the Eagles, but giving props where props are due. So
it's definitely gonna be the best game of the week, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think easily.
It's definitely must-watch TV. Must-watch TV.
Yep, and good thing it's on a Monday. The one night that the only thing I have going on is smoking on the porch and taking the garbage out. So, but I got a little video to play because I didn't find a video of the turmoil and the strife behind The Little Mermaid's black, y'all, and you motherfuckers out there are having the meltdown of all meltdowns.
Jesus.
And this video perfectly describes that meltdown.
Tuesday for white people in America.
Hi, venti iced mocha macchiato with coconut milk for Courtney.
This is a bar.
Thanks.
Picture perfect day.
Yeah, he says it's fake news, so let's move on to talk about something that you all.
This shit is so hilarious, y'all.
Big casting news.
Drop the
Halle
truly.
Bailey has landed the starring role of Ariel in the Little Mermaid live-action remake.
What in the name of white Jesus?
But how?
And white people lost their shit.
Oh, no, the world, and me. Oh my God, me.
But she's always been white with red hair. She's a fish. A fish in the ocean? No, fish are white.
I gotta go somewhere safe where white people are free to live without judgment. I'm going to Boston.
I tell you what, just like Oprah, Jesus, Santa Claus, Jennifer Lopez, and everyone on TBS.
It's just like, if she's
said
black,
TBS.
who do we have left?
Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, Belle, Rapunzel, Elsa and Anna, and 90% of mainstream media.
Jasmine.
What?
You didn't say Jasmine.
She's white, right? She's white. Right?
But for white people, their time was up.
America? America, I cannot handle this.
Who are you? Who are you? Stop that. I can't
Wow.
Hey, don't worry. They're probably
Wow.
gonna make Ursula white. You think so? Oh, absolutely. White people have been stealing black people's voices since the beginning of time. Okay then.
So yeah, that shit was hilarious. But people, people are really melting down like that video described out there because Disney, if you want to say, made the bold approach of utilizing some diversity.
That wasn't a bold approach. They were going for the bag, Dan.
That's
They were
true.
going for the bag. That's the
true,
real
too.
reason.
But to be honest with you, though, you know, black people for years, especially within the last decade of everybody trying to be woke or whatever, have been crying and preaching about the importance of representation for a long time. And so for every video that I've seen of somebody complaining, trying to, you know, break it down scientifically, putting their Dr. Umar hats on to try to justify why, you know, Ariel should be white or is always white. There were just as much, if not double, the videos that I seen of little white kids saying, "Oh wow, she's a mermaid. Wow, she looks cool." Or mostly a lot of young black girls saying, "She looks like me." That's the importance behind a move like this. Yeah, I'm in agreement, TJ, of course. You do the right things for the bag, especially in their case. And with all the turmoil that Disney has been through over the years, especially from employees at the parks to you know, to just their movies in general, to even
Just their representation in general. Yep.
Their beginnings, the Steamboat Willie days, where a lot of their black and white stuff were racist as fuck. I'm not mad at a somewhat of a minor course correction in this. And I don't even look at it more as a course correction. I look at it more as a, you know what? Let's try this and give people what we think they want. And a lot of the youth, again, seeing a lot of these videos, mainly on TikTok, a lot of the kids were happy and didn't give two fucks about whether she that I've seen that looks like them. And to me, that's what a move like this is about. So the cup of white tears that was happening was bigger than this one. and I think we, you know, as this one is empty, I think we drank them all up because one, to me, I'll just keep it real. To me, other than this being a talking point, I could give two shits if she was fucking purple, green, blue, whatever. It's a fictional fucking character, people. And y'all are spazzing out on a fictional character. Even though, and we'll talk about some of them in a while, in return, for years, many people have spazzed out about fictional characters also and their proper cultural backgrounds and skin tones. You know, just the brief one was Ghost in the Shell. We all remember that controversy. And but the difference in these, besides the fact that they are fictional characters, Ghost in the Shell specifically is a Japanese character from a Japanese game. There are Japanese actresses and actors. You could have went and got one of them. That's where the difference. That's where the difference lies in this. You got a white actor. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I think with that movie too, you know, because the first thing a producer's going to tell you is, oh, the bag. You know, I'm worried about, you know, I'm worried about the money and all that nonsense. If they had hired a Japanese actress to do that movie, it would have added to the movie. First of all, it would have made the movie. It would have
Credibility.
exactly. It would have gave it credibility because, like you said, the anime, it was all Japanese. There was no round eyed white girl in the in the animes or the game. You know, so why they put Scarlett Johansson in it? I don't know. I still scratch my head with that.
Right. And see, like with this, TJ, it's like, again, you're taking a fictional fish. You're taking a cartoon fish. And you're mad because they're making this live action with a young black woman. You know.
Dude, I seen several things on the internet. One was there was like Khloe Kardashian's the area we need, and Bill Nye texted under it, there's enough plastic in it polluting the ocean already. We don't need any more.
Shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Yeah. So I was like, damn, hit him in the guts. You know what I'm saying? But to get upset about a fictional character when in 2022 we have a James Franco playing Fidel Castro, a Cuban, is ridiculous. Is ridiculous. You couldn't tell me you couldn't find one Spanish person, one person of Cuban descent, one person with some melanin in his skin to play that role. But you're up in arms about an animated fictional character? Are you kidding me? Stop it. Stop it. And like you said, Dan, we was going to touch on it. Who played Cleopatra? Who played the Pharaoh? Who played Moses? Who played who played Tonto for the Lone Ranger? All right? The list is long and extensive. They don't want to do revisionist history. Dude, fine, we don't have to do revisionist history.
Old and new Lone Ranger.
We don't have to do
play Tonto in them.
Yes, like I said, we don't have to do revisionist history to find out James Franco is playing Fidel Castro. How? Who greenlighted that shit? Who said this is a go? Who said, I know I got the perfect guy for it? James Franco. Everybody in the room was like, yes. No Cuban, black person of color was in that boardroom on that meeting and was like, hey, you sure you want to go this way? I don't see this working out the way you think it's going to work out. James Franco is going to catch a lot of heat for this himself.
And like, which is crazy because he's already in the doghouse.
Listen. The way these people got upset. I saw another thing on the internet. A Christian group had 1 million dislikes over Ariel being black in a live action movie. Christian? Oh, now Christ only has white people getting these roles? I didn't see that in the Bible. I didn't see that nowhere in the Bible.
He ain't even white in the Bible.
Well, hey, that's another story for another day.
and that day is today because he ain't even white in the Bible. So cut the shit.
I'm just saying it's ridiculous, man. Like, how are you holding on to these last grasps of straws here? What are you upset about? What are you upset about? Your little 3-year-old Becky is gonna be like, oh, the Ariel I saw was black? Are you serious? That kid don't care about who played Ariel. She just wants to sing Under the Sea. That's all she wants to do.
Could you imagine if her complexion was like myself or Dan? You know, let's be clear. She's a light-skinned black at that.
Nah, she's close to me. Because I'm looking dark on camera, but she's actually close to my complexion.
So let's put it like this, right? They do a docu-series or a bio doc on Queen Elizabeth, right? And they got, I don't know, Grace Jones playing Queen Elizabeth. What the fuck would happen if that shit happened? Let's talk about that. Grace Jones was the perfect fit for this. And we see her as the Queen of England. She's going to kill it. Go.
Right.
Do it.
I mean,
Are you kidding me?
We had our own problems though with Zoe Saldana playing fucking Nina Simone.
Yeah.
But that was from a talent standpoint, because I mean, I get it. But you know, she's not the best pick for playing Nina Simone. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, man. Come on. Let the shit go. It's over. It's over.
Pretty much.
It's done.
It was just sad, and like I wish I collected some of the memes to have shown them, because these memes are hilarious. But it's like it was mostly of people pointing out, like, you know, you could go back to Laurence Olivier and shit like that, and you know, all the white people who played in blackface, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so much. We have so much representation of why this shouldn't be a problem. You know what I'm saying?
It shouldn't even exist anymore. It shouldn't even exist anymore.
We would like to think that, but unfortunately, we're still in this same world where shit's still gonna get whitewashed, and it is what it is. It's kind of what it's at. But y'all are ridiculous. But that's why the show was titled Big Mad, because y'all were big mad over this.
Super mad. Super mad. I can't wait for it to come out. It should come out on Black History Month, and we should all go in droves. We should go out in droves.
Just like how they telling everybody, yo, everybody wear white for fucking Black Panther 2. Like everybody come out into some fucking kente cloth fucking mermaid tan. You know what I'm saying? With Fight the Power.
It should be Black Excellence out.
You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, most black folks, when we talking about fish, we talking about fried whiting, catfish. That's the fish we really care about. We don't give a damn.
We got hot sauce.
That's it.
I hope you got some hot sauce.
Porgies, shit like that. We don't care about.
You know, the only thing we talking about is I hope they don't have white bread. We need some whole wheat. You know what I'm saying? For the
white bread or whole wheat, whatever. I guess for the moment, you need the representation of the brown bread. So I'll give you that. But you know what? Because we in TikTok, and that's where I seen all the vitriol. We're gonna round this show out with this week's TikTok question of the week. We got to go back into our era, yo, with this one, because this is where I went. What's something that got banned at your school? If my computer wants to stop playing stupid.
Something that got banned from your school.
Gotta go back to the 80s in elementary school on this one. Bart Simpson t-shirts were banned in school. They thought Bart Simpson was a bad influence on us. Meanwhile, the Simpsons are still around. So what's something that y'all remember that got banned from y'all schools? Because I remember, again, I'm a kid who was going to elementary school in the mid to late 80s, 90s. I started junior high school to high school. High school, I don't remember anything getting banned. The best thing that I remember from high school was bomb threats. we had a bomb. We had a bomb threat. I think we had a bomb threat in high school every year I was in Portland High School, with maybe the exception of one. But I know slap bracelets eventually got banned from schools after I was out of junior high school, because idiots were getting cut by them and wrists were getting cut by them because they were peeling the fabric off the outsides. Candy selling would get banned from school, because niggas used to sell candy in school like they were drug dealers. I know
I did. Fact, I definitely did.
I worked for a homie, rest in peace to my man Confidential. I worked for him for a short period of time, and I understood then and there. Yeah, there's no future in selling drugs because you gotta get that. You got now. Could he have beat me up? No, but I had to get him his money back, which I did eventually. But nah, I would never. That shit was whack. But I remember specifically Bart Simpson T-shirts were getting banned, and then the black Bart Simpson shirts came out, and then they were double banned. So that's what I remember from school. What do y'all remember getting banned from y'all schools?
Yo, I remember. What was it? School days. So this is like '88. You know, around that time. I think it was school days. That one hit wonder dude. Was it EU? He came out with that song,
Yeah,
"Doing the Butt."
yeah.
Yeah, yo, like the next couple of weeks after that, all these chicks came out wearing biker shorts, and they was like, oh no, yeah,
Yep.
we can't have this.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
so
do remember
junior high school, they banned biker shorts
Yeah,
immediately.
that reminded me. I remember we couldn't, if we wore shorts, they had to be shorts that went past the knees,
Yes.
aka culottes.
Yes. Wow, you guys are bringing it way back. I can only remember because, like, I grew up around the same time O did, and I came up. There wasn't too much stuff that was being banned. I know when Juice came out, they didn't want nobody to go see the movie because of how kids was cutting school, and shoplifting was at an all-time high at that point. So they really didn't want you taking any. Oh, here it is. What got banned? Parental advisory stickers on fucking CDs and tapes. That was the big one. That was the big one in my era. Listening to graphic lyrics, and then going out, and half the country was going to reenact these violent acts of NWA and who was it else back then? I guess Ice Cube and them back in the day. That was the big thing. Dolores C. Tucker running over CDs and stuff like that. Yeah. That was the big thing for me when coming up. But there wasn't too much stuff being banned. Everything was getting a pass back when I was growing up.
Definitely, but I definitely again I had to look it up. The Simpsons came out in '89, but they were cartoon in like I think in like the newspapers for a little bit.
No, they were addition to the Tracy
Ullman
show. Right. Yes.
Tracy Ullman show. They started. They got their start off the Tracy Ullman show.
That is right. Thank you for the correction. There was other things that were like newspaper comics first, but yes, it was a short at the end or in the middles of Tracy Ullman shows. But the Simpsons show started in '89, so it was around already for a little while because everybody loved Bart Simpson off of Tracy Ullman, and just because of the "Eat My Shorts" T-shirts and "Don't Have a Cow Man" shirts and yeah, they were banning the fuck. You couldn't wear Bart Simpson, but I didn't have Bart Simpson shirt. I did have Ren and Stimpy. So shouts out to that.
Oh,
but
classic.
This was dope, y'all. This was dope.
Yes.
Let's not even go into Ren and Stimpy, man.
I still when I can't find a matching sock for some reason, because my wife probably threw it out because I just left it laying somewhere. I forever till this day think it went to the land of lost left socks. But we done. Y'all know what to do. Oh, it's over.
Yes, sir. Yo, big shout out to Starting Five crew. You know, thank you guys for the subscribers. Thank y'all for the support. Tell a friend, tell family, tell a friend. You know, we just let's get this family going. You know, shout out to my partners, Dan, TJ, my boy Jamal, giving the Giants some good luck right now at the game. That's about it, man. That's about it.
Yeah. Shout outs to you guys, man. This was another great show. I love chopping it up with you guys about current events and politics and sports. It's always I look forward to this every week. And like you said, man, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. The support is always welcome. Like I said, you're always welcome to come on the show and speak your mind. We'll never hesitate to say, nah, you can't say that on there. Come on. We out here. We're grown men, like Dan likes to say. We're adults. We can have the conversation without getting reckless and retarded. Unless you're talking about Kevin McAllister versus Predator. That's where I draw the line at. Period. So but yeah, it was another good show. And again, shout out to Jamal. He's at the game today, so like he said, I hope he's bringing us some good luck.
That is that is that is a party stopper. I'm not gonna lie. Which currently y'all luck is in 6 when this last computer delay to the Baker out. Now, if this is slowing down, to act dumb and retarded today. No ableist jokes. We're just from the 80s and the 90s. So that's what we used to say. But anyway, that's